Hello everyone, today we are going to do chapter 14 tutorial 2, and we are going to keep work on the drawing that we did on chapter 14 tutorial 2. So this is a part that we did before, and we're going to use SolidWorks to keep working on the drawing of this. So first of all, you can open your part. So this is a assembly, and this is the drawing that we made, and we're going to keep working on this part. So first of all, let's compare with the drawing we made with the drawing that we expect. So first of all, we are going to work on all these screws to make them showing up. Also this part to make it show up, because previously our part they're not showing up. So first of all, let's work on this. So you can click the section view. So this view is a section view, and scroll all the way down. Go to more properties and section scope. And whatever you want them to show up here, you will need to exclude the part so it does not apply the indication for section views. So this is a screw, and when we did other 4 screws, we did a pattern. So we would have to select the pattern in order to make that show up. So this is what we excluded. So we're going to keep excluding the part that we want them to show up, so it does not apply the rules for section views. So we go back here and find our part. So make sure you expand the section view instead of other views. So because we're working on the section view, so expand the section view here and select the part that you want to exclude. So apparently this bar we want to exclude that, so everything will show up. So let's hover the mouse on that and take a look which is that bar. So it's going to be a screw bar. As you can see, when I hover the mouse on it, it's showing up. So I want to exclude that part. Also another bar globes, because I want this show up as well, so I exclude that. Also the fastener, the screw on this side, and remember what we did was the pattern. So I have to go to the pattern and find that out. If you didn't use the pattern, then just check whatever screws there. So looks like it's this one for me, so I selected that, so they're all showing up here. Then I say OK for that. So as you can see, everything is showing up. So let's compare with the one that we want. Looks like similar to me. Okay. Now we're going to work on the part that we're going to do for today. So first of all, we're going to delete the view that we don't need, which is this view, the right side view. So let's go back and collect this part and go here and delete the part. So just hit the delete key and say OK. Now let's look at the view, and they want to move the asymmetric view from the top to down here, because we're going to create a bill of material shortly. So we're going to add this bill of material, so we're going to move the asymmetric view a little bit down here, and also add the blooms later. And this is what we're going to do. So let's go back here and move the asymmetric view. So until the orange is showing up, then just move it down here. And we're going to work on the bill of material. So that's part. So first of all, we are going to set the anchor for the bill of material. Then we're going to generate the bill of material. Then we're going to add blooms to all those components and put all those blooms in the correct position. And that's the thing we're going to do next. So first of all, we're going to setting the anchor for the bill of material. So go back to SolidWorks and say OK for this view. And first of all, we're going to do sheet 1 here. And we're going to expand this sheet format 1 and select bill of material anchor 1 and right click on it and do set anchor, and all your view will disappear in a second. Now we're going to select the inner top right corner, which is this corner, inner top right corner. So as you can see, a point is showing up. This is the spot that we want to place the bill of material. So let's select, click that point. Then after that, all your views will come back up, will display again. And by doing this, we set the anchor for the bill of material. And the next thing, we're going to generate the bill of material, which is this part. So it will be generated automatically. Before we generate the bill of material, we're going to set up the font first. So we're going to go to the options and go to document properties, which is the second tab. So document properties, and under the annotation, we're going to do notes first, and we're going to set the font. So the font here to 9, so points, select 9 and say OK. And after notes, we're going to work on blooms. So we select the blooms and the font, and we're going to make it 14. So select the points, then do 14 and say OK for that. And say OK for the setting. And now we are going to generate a bill of material. So I'm going to select the view, asymmetric view, then go to annotation tab, and there is a tables, select that, and do bill of materials, and just say OK for that, and it will display it here, and you could place it here, or it's sometimes you set up the anchor, it's going to be automatically placed there. Sometimes the table will be in the outside of the drawing, so what you can do is you hover your mouse on the table until the anchor is showing up. Then you could click the anchor, then select the table in the place that you want. So mine works right to me. So if it's not, then select the place that you want the table to be. And the next thing is we're going to delete the columns that we don't need. Then I'm going to select this column, the description column, and right click and delete this column, then drag it back to here. So the part number, they could be even squeezed together, so I have more spaces in there. So let me squeeze out this table. Okay, and put it back to the corner. and save the work. So we're going to save the part as chapter 15 tutorial 2 and save it. Now after the bill of material, we're going to add blooms on the part. So this is what we're going to do, add all those blooms on the part. So let's go back to SolidWorks. We're going to add blooms. So first of all, we're going to select the view and do auto bloom. And as you can see, all blooms are showing up. Then let's go down and make sure the ignore multiple instance is checked. Otherwise, so each part is going to have an individual number and each screws is going to have individual number, which we don't need that. We want the same part just being numbered once. Also make sure this one is the insert magnetic lines is unchecked. So if you check that, so all those lines will showing up. We don't need that in this case. So make sure this is unchecked. And the bloom setting, so make sure so we do 1 characters instead of 2. So 2 is kind of big, so the size of the bloom, as you can see, this is 2, this is a 3, and we just leave at 1 in this moment, at this moment. Now we are going to put the blooms in the right spot, the appropriate spot, so you could compare with the drawing and put the blooms in the appropriate spot. So I'm going to go back here. So this is probably too high. Oh, I would need to say OK for the auto bloom first. Then I can move each bloom individually. So this is 5. That's 2. 9. Okay, so I'm going to put it here. No, 1. I'm going to put it here. 3, 6, 7, 10. Probably want to move it a little bit above. And 8. There are fasteners, screws. And 4. Maybe move it here. Move 1 here. And move around the part a little bit, so it can fit. So still can fit actually. And in reality, you would have to change your paper size. Make sure your part they're fit in the paper. And this is for chapter 15 tutorial 2. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.